Let's be real. Fat loss is hard. It's not as easy as everyone on social media claims it to be. There are days that I feel great, the days that I crush it, the days that I feel proud of myself, but there are also days that I don't feel like getting out of bed, the days that I feel bloated and discouraged and wonder, why am I even doing this? It took me a while to realize that this is normal. It's okay to not want to work out. It's okay if you eat out for a day. It's okay if you don't log a meal one day. What's not okay is to feel ashamed and beat yourself up for it. It's great to know that it happens to the best of us. Today, I'm sharing with you guys how I stay consistent with my goals and my fat loss journey and what I'm doing differently this time for my results to be better than last time. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shri and I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm on a journey to lose 20 kilograms of body fat in 6 months and I'm on week 6. In today's video, I want to share with you guys the things that keep me going and how I stick to my goals and stay consistent with my fat loss journey. It's week 6 for me, and this is where most people feel that stagnant feeling where you feel like you're not doing anything, you're not getting any progress in, your scale's not moving. Now, before we get into the video, I want to give myself a big applause for getting this far. I've started this journey before. This is the first time that I'm able to get this far, and I'm so proud of myself for that. And anyone who's been watching me consistently or anyone who has joined me, thank you so much for your support and love. Keep it coming, and I'm so happy that you're here to cheer me up. Now, talks aside, let's talk about motivation. What exactly is motivation? According to the internet, motivation is a reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. In simple terms, it's that inner thought or inner feeling or that urge for you to do things that you're supposed to do. It's easy to find that motivation when you're first getting into a goal or when you're first starting to work out, when you're first starting to build a habit. The level of motivation is so high that you want to do things, you expect results from it. Now, after a certain time, you lose that novelty from that behavior or that habit, and then you start to get bored, or then you start losing that motivation. Now, how do we get motivated or how to stay motivated after we reach that plateau, especially when you're doing a fat loss journey, is what I will be discussing with you guys today. You know, when I first started my fitness journey or this journey of bettering myself, I used to listen to these YouTube videos, like motivational YouTube videos, to pick myself up and to give me that kick in the morning, thinking that is what's gonna keep me motivated. Yes, it did help maybe for a couple days, for a couple weeks, even for a month, it did help me. But then those words started to be just words that make sense. It wasn't giving me that push or that internal energy that I needed to do those things. Soon I realized that I was listening to them on my bed and then just falling back asleep rather than getting out of bed and going to the gym. I know it's hard to hear, but the truth is motivation is not always gonna be there. Sometimes you should be the one pushing yourself. The biggest shift happened to me when I realized that motivation is not reliable. It comes and goes. So if you solely depend on motivation to keep you going, that's not going to help. What I'm doing instead is focusing on my systems. I'm building habits that I can stick to and not rely on motivation solely. My system can keep me going and keep me pushing even when I don't want to be doing things. One thing that keeps me grounded and keep me motivated or keep me going even when the motivation is not there is remembering my why. Now, when I say this, every person has their own reason to start a journey or to start a habit. For me, it's not just about losing fat or looking slimmer. It's more about being strong, being happy, and feeling good in my own skin. It don't matter what your reason is. It could be because you want to look good in a dress that you purchased. Maybe you want to have some good time with your kids, play with your kids, get outside. All you got to do is remember that reason when you don't feel like doing something. You can either write it down and stick them on a wall or write a note on your phone and look at it whenever you feel like not getting out of the couch. So next time you start thinking to yourself, why am I doing this? What exactly am I doing this for? There you go. You have your answer. So remember your why. I used to be someone who would do a shit ton of things throughout the day, do the dishes, do the laundry, go for a walk outside, do my workout. And then at the end of the day, if I don't log one of my meals, I would be like, oh my God, I didn't do anything today. Now, that is an attitude or a mindset that you have to get out of immediately, right now. Get out of that attitude. I used to ignore small wins or the small things that I do because I was too focused on the things that I did not do or did not accomplish that day. Once I started changing my mindset and focusing on the things that I could achieve and the things that I did, my whole view on success and progress started changing. I started realizing that success is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about stacking little wins day after day. Now for this, I started making a Tadalis instead of a to-do list. You got to make a Tadalis at the end of the day, listing every single thing that you do during the day, like cleaning your dishes, doing the laundry, or getting your steps in, hitting your protein goal, or hitting your water goal, drinking enough water. Whatever you do during the day, write it down on the to-do list, and then at the end of the day, you will have a list of things that you were able to achieve that day. You read on it, and then you feel proud of yourself. That's what I do. I have a to-do list. I read it at the end of the day, every day, so that it makes me feel that I'm doing something towards my goal. Once I started doing that every day and realizing that how much I'm able to achieve in a day, I started getting my motivation back. I'm like, I can do this. Would you believe me if I told you I don't have any social media apps on my phone? I'm not exaggerating, I'm honest. I don't have any social media on my phone. And now this is not because social media is harmful, it's giving you all this misinformation. Yes, to an extent, but I find that social media steals a lot of my time that I have, the time that I can do other things that are actually gonna grow me as a person. I still use my social media, but only on my computer whenever I'm working or when I'm doing research for my videos. Once I found myself looking at these people on Instagram and other influencers on social media and comparing them to myself, that's when I realized that it was getting toxic. I used to look at someone on social media, I'm like, oh my God, when am I gonna look like her? When am I gonna lift weights like that? When am I gonna have a waist like that? It was so toxic. I was losing my mind. I'm like, I'm never gonna be good enough. And that's negative self-talk. And if this sounds like you, it's time to stop. Now, I'm not asking you to stop using social media at all or uninstall all your apps like me. What I'm telling you is those are people who dedicated their life to social media content creation, and they have the time to do these things. Yes, they have a completely different lifestyle, and it doesn't compare to anything that you have in your life. So stop comparing yourself to them. Whatever they're doing, you don't have to do it to be successful. Your success looks different. I would say take useful advices. There's a lot of influencers out there who don't showcase their body and make you feel guilty about having a rounded belly or a flat butt. Follow people that give you real and helpful insights. Everything else needs to go. It needs to stop. Progress looks different for every single one of us. Once I stopped comparing myself and demeaning myself for not doing the things that someone else claims to do, I started finding my inner peace, my motivation, my inspiration, and I'm sure you can do it too. Now, with all that being said, there are still some days that we don't feel like doing anything at all, and that's okay. It's not unusual, especially for me during my period. I don't want to get out of the couch. I don't want to work out. I don't even want to cook for myself. And on these days, what I tend to do is I ask myself, what's the bare minimum I can do? Sometimes it's just getting out for a 10-minute walk, or just tracking one meal. And that's okay. That's enough for me to feel like I didn't completely give up on myself. Doing the bare minimum is better than not doing anything at all. Now, say you fall sick or you're completely tied up on schedule, you're off on vacation, there's nothing you can do, and that's okay. You don't have to beat yourself over it. At the end of the day, this journey about fitness and health and becoming a better person is all about you having a healthy and strong life. It's not about beating yourself up for not doing something for a day or two. Be kind to yourself when you slip. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend. Fat loss isn't linear. You don't just erase your progress just because you took a day or two off. You should learn to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Progress over perfection. Now, one last thing I want to discuss with you guys about this topic is making things enjoyable and finding accountability. It's always better to do things when you're not forced upon and you enjoy the things that you do. I don't force myself to eat the food that I hate. I hate most of the vegetables and I don't force myself to eat them. Sometimes I find ways to cook them to make it more tastier, or I find the ones that I like that I can stick to. I don't force myself to do the workouts that I hate. I hate cardio. It's not necessary for fat loss. In fact, fat loss happens when you do steady state cardio. That's when your body burns more fat than carbs. So if you hate doing HIIT workouts, don't do HIIT workouts. It's not sustainable. If you want to keep doing things, find the things that you love doing so that you can keep doing them. Choose whatever is sustainable for you, whatever you can stick to. That's when you find your motivation. When you talk about things that you enjoy doing, I really tend to enjoy working out when I have an accountability partner. When I have an accountability partner, I feel like they push us, they tend to drag us out of our slump and then make us do the things. Even when we don't want to do it, we still do it because they are doing it with us. Someone who would push me, someone who would drag my ass out of the couch and take me to the gym, someone who I can meal prep with, someone who I could share my small wins with. It could be friends, it could be family, your life partner, husband, or your best friend. The most important thing that you have to keep in mind when you're choosing your accountability partner is that they should not bring shame on you if you don't do something. Now, I've had people in my life before that I would depend on to give me accountability, and then the days that I miss my gym, or in case if I miss a day or two, if I go out to eat, they would be like, oh my God, you're going out to eat? You're on a fitness journey. What are you doing? No. No talks like that. That's not how we deal. Accountability partner who is with you should know the actual meaning of fitness and what your means are, and they should never shame you for whatever you're doing. They don't have the right to shame you, and that's not healthy. So make sure that you're choosing your accountability partner who do not shame you for whatever you're not doing, should understand you and your reason for doing it and not doing it. I have this beautiful partner of mine who has been supporting me since I started this journey. Even before that, he is the only reason that I'm able to stick to my goals, even on the days that I do not want to do anything, absolutely nothing. If you have someone like that, you're so lucky, and I'm so happy for you. Go follow your dreams no matter what. If you feel like you're stuck or unmotivated right now, just know that it's completely normal. You don't have to be perfect. Focus on building one habit at a time. You don't need to wait to be consistent. You can just build it. You got this. I got this. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything that you learned from this video, please mention it down in the comments. If this helped, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I'm sharing more of my journey and I would love to have you along. Until my next video, I'll see you guys.